everybody, it's Becky. I am back with a new series on my channel. I had a back to homeschooling series, which I thought was really fun. So now this series is a countdown to fall series. So I'm gonna have a video every Monday leading up to the first week of fall, which is September 21st. So that's 5 videos. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of those videos or any of the other videos that I have on my channel. I'm really excited about this series. I love fall. I love fall. I don't have a problem with fall. It's winter that I have a problem with. But the only reason I have a hard time with fall is because I know winter comes after fall and I hate winter. I wish we could just go straight from fall to spring. That would be nice. But I do love fall. The leaves changing colors and falling off the trees and all the things that we do in the fall that are really fun. So I love fall. I just hate winter. So I'm going to try to take it one step at a time and appreciate the fact that fall is coming. And so I wanted to do a video kind of talking about the way that I plan for fall. If you know me at all, you know that I love to make lists, I love to plan, and I like to group goals and goals and things I need to do into little bite-sized chunks. And so I keep a yearly goal list of things that I want to accomplish in a year, and I use that master list to kind of feed through my months and figure out what needs to be done. And so here it is, almost September. So essentially 4 months left in the year, 4.5 months. And so I really try to wrap my brain around the things that are on that master goal list that I want to really get done, that are important to me to get done before the end of the year. And so some of these things are goal related as far as thinking a little bit past fall, like what you need to do before the year's over. And some of these things are just things to prep you to switching out from summer winding down and fall starting up. So you'll find kind of both things in this video. So the first thing that I do to prep for fall is to try to finish up all the products that I have that are kind of summer related that are almost empty. So like if I have some summer scented body washes that are like this much left, I want to make sure I use those up because I don't want to leave them in my shower all fall and winter, not planning to use them again until spring or summer of next year. But I also don't want to put them back in the closet or the linen closet like with this much left when you could have just finished that. So now's a really good time to be looking at your products, your bronzers, your summer scented body lotions, your summer body washes, your self-tanners, all those things that are seasonal, that are going to be not enough to really want to use next year. Try to go ahead and finish those up and recycle them and get those out of your house so that next spring and summer you can either repurchase the new ones or pick a different scent or something like that. Tip number 2 is to start going through your kids' clothes and your clothes to figure out what is not going to fit them anymore, what's too stained, what's too worn out, things they just don't like, things that you don't just like anymore, and really figure out what you're going to need for fall and winter. Now you might have already done this to some extent when you went back to school shopping, if you went back to school shopping for your kids for clothing, but I usually suggest to do this before, try to do this before you go fall clothes shopping and back to school clothes shopping, because a lot of times they can still wear some of the things that were in their closets from last fall and winter. So like they might need new jeans, but they might have enough sweaters, or they might need new boots, but they don't really need any more t-shirts or something like that. So really I really start this in July, going through their closets, weeding out what's not going to fit them anymore, and either selling those things, donating those things. For me, I usually keep most of it, and I cut out little pieces of fabric because I do plan to make a quilt one day or have a quilt made one day with a lot of their pieces of their clothing. So I usually keep little pieces of the things that I know are not going to fit anymore. Now if it's my oldest daughter and it's still really good quality and she's too big for it, I will put it back and save it for my youngest daughter when she's old enough. But if it's already been through both girls, or if it's my oldest daughter and it's not able to be passed down because it's too worn or something, then I go ahead and either donate it, throw it away, or cut out a little piece of fabric and then throw the rest of it away. And that really gives you a good idea of what they really need, what you really need to stock your closet, to refresh your wardrobe. Maybe it's just something as simple as some new jeans and a white top, or maybe some new boots and a new jacket or something like that. So for you and your kids, start going through your closets, figuring out what you don't need anymore, what you do need, and that'll help you to save some money when you do go shopping. You'll know exactly what you really do need. Now for me, I already did that actually back in the summer. I purchased some jeans because I really didn't have any jeans that fit me anymore. And so I purchased quite a few pairs of jeans for myself, and I need to get those altered. So now is a good time also, if you do have to get things altered, go ahead and take them sooner than later, because the closer you wait to fall, more and more people are going to be doing that, and it's going to be a longer wait time probably to get your clothes back. So go ahead and be figuring out what needs to be altered and take it to a tailor. So tip number 3, and this is actually going to be a video you'll see in this series, is to make a fall bucket list. We make one pretty much at least twice a year. We make a summer one and we make a fall one. Usually our fall one will include, sometimes it'll include things that are winter things, like if we decide to go ice skating. We don't necessarily make a separate winter bucket list. So like fall, winter bucket list, things you want to do when the weather's cool. So like go to a pumpkin patch, or go ice skating like I mentioned, or go to an apple orchard and eat apple donuts. Even if you don't have kids and you just, it's just you and your husband, or you and your whoever, it's still fun to make a list of things you want to do in the fall when the weather's cool and the leaves are changing and they're crunchy on the ground. Even if it's just going out to an apple orchard and having an apple cider tasting, or even without kids, you can still go to a pumpkin patch and pick out your own pumpkins and make that a tradition that you do together. And then maybe when you do have kids, if you have kids later on, it'll be something fun you can carry on with them. So definitely I always recommend making a fall bucket list and a summer bucket list. It's just a fun way to prioritize the things that you really want to do and the things your kids really want to do and your husband or spouse really wants to do. That makes it fun and gives everybody something to look forward to. And like I said, I'll be sharing our fall bucket list here in the next couple weeks. So tip number 4, and this is kind of specific to where you live, but you will pretty soon want to start switching out your summer bedding to maybe warmer bedding. So we probably will do this, I don't know, mid to late September. It just kind of depends. The weather's so crazy anymore, I really can't say, because sometimes it stays warm for a long time and sometimes it gets cold really early. But we do have, my husband and I have a summer blanket and then a winter blanket, so maybe switching that out, be thinking about either purchasing a new one or getting the one that you have from last year, washing it and making it nice and fluffy. For my girls, they have the Pottery Barn sheets that are so soft, and they love those sheets. My youngest daughter wanted me to put them on her bed yesterday, and I was like, oh, it's a little bit warm for that yet. But I'll link the video below for Fall Essentials video I made last year, because I mentioned those sheets in that video, but they are so soft and so amazing and so cozy. So be thinking about switching out your bed linens. If you have decorative pillows that are seasonal, go ahead and switching those out from like summer throw pillows and blankets to maybe your fall pillows and maybe a cozier throw blanket for your couch. And so be thinking about switching those things out. And tip number 5, and this is kind of leading into things that are thinking a little bit further along than fall, maybe things you want to accomplish and do before the end of the year, because it'll be here before you know it. So tip number 5 is health and fitness. You still have 4 months until December, which is plenty of time to maybe burn off some of the extra pounds you gained over summer with all the ice cream, or it's enough time to get in better shape before any holiday parties that you have coming up and before Christmas. And it's a really great way to get a jump on any New Year's resolutions that you're going to make to be healthier, to exercise more, to lose weight. That's plenty of time to start that and be well underway of reaching your goals before January even hits you. And I think it's just a more realistic and approachable way to approach it than waiting until January and then ruining your diet in 3 days. Getting yourself into a system of diet and exercising, a couple times a week or every day if you want, and getting into that habit so that when the holidays hit, you're not like as likely to just stuff your face with everything you can find, because you've already kind of trained yourself to that healthier lifestyle of smaller portions and healthier meals and exercise. I just think it's a great way to set yourself up for success, which I say all the time. I've said so many times in my organizational videos and my health and fitness videos, it's important to give yourself a fighting chance to reach all these different goals that you want to reach in your life, and making it as easy for yourself as you can realistically, because that's the only way you're really going to achieve any goals. And no matter what you're trying to do, is making it realistic and something that you're actually going to do for day to day to day to day to day for the rest of your life, or however long you need to do it. And so that's kind of the same thing with this. You've got a good 4 months to get even, you could lose healthily a good 10 pounds, 15 pounds, depending on how much you have to lose by December if you really started now. So now's a good time to be thinking about that. And also, make sure you don't use the excuse of fall clothing like bulky sweaters and jeans to hide behind them and to hide under them. Because yeah, they do kind of hide things, but also you're going to look a lot bigger in a bulky winter sweater if you're heavier underneath. So just because it's not going to be summer much longer, you're not going to be wearing shorts and bathing suits probably very long, it's no reason to try to hide under fall and winter clothing. Use that as inspiration to lose weight and to get healthier and to get more toned, and then to use it as a crutch to hide under because it's not summer and maybe you're not showing as much skin. A really good way to do that is to make a Pinterest board and kind of pin all the cute little outfits that you like, that maybe you either want to aspire to be able to wear if you lose weight, or just just as motivation. Like if I lose weight, I'm gonna go buy this outfit I saw on Pinterest with these great boots and these skinny jeans and this cute sweater and scarf. So use it as inspiration, not as something to hide underneath. So tip number 6 is to go ahead and start prepping your coat closet. So making sure that all your jackets and coats from last year, do they still fit? Are they stained? Do they have any any repairs that need to be made? Or if they have like a tear in the hem, or is the pocket torn? Things like that. If you have leather coats or suede jackets that need to be professionally cleaned, going ahead and getting that done, because usually there's a waiting period. I had a suede coat I sent out last year to be cleaned. I had to wait 2 weeks for it to come back. So making sure you go ahead and start looking through your coat closet and seeing what needs to be fixed and repaired and cleaned. And if you still need to add another coat to your closet, then to put that on your shopping list to start looking for a new winter coat or a fall jacket. Same thing with boots. If you didn't clean them last year at the end of winter, if you just go ahead and start cleaning those. If you have Uggs that you want to have professionally cleaned, or you can buy the cleaning kits at home, cleaning those, weatherproofing those, and things like that to get prepared. For me, I know I want to find some new recipes. That was actually on my yearly goal list, was to find at least 5 new healthy recipes that my family liked that I could add to our rotation. I found a couple. I haven't reached 5 yet, so I want to find some more, and now's a good time for me to find some fall recipes that maybe I can use. I'm really interested in doing some more slow cooker recipes just because we are so busy. Maybe even some more foil packet recipes. I do already have one, but maybe some other ones, maybe one with chicken or something. So I'm interested in doing that. Kind of mentioning again that yearly goal list, to go over if you made a list and look at the goals that you wanted to accomplish and see which ones are the most important to you that have not been completed yet, and which ones you can realistically complete in 4.5 months before the end of the year. So for us, I had quite a few projects inside the house, and then that had to be done first. And then the next project for us is going to be the garage, and I wanted to wait for that because there was a couple things that I had to get done in the house that kind of depended on space in the garage, if that makes any sense. I had to move things around. And then also I wanted to wait until the weather gets a little bit cooler, because I do not want to be out in the garage in the middle of summer trying to organize it. And it's going to be a big project, and so I know that I've got that coming up, so I've got to kind of keep that on my brain to make sure I make time for that. So whatever that might be for you, if it's lose weight, if it's organize the garage, if it's to go through all your clothes and donate what you don't need, or whatever the case may be, look at that list that maybe you have and figure out what you can do before the end of the year. If you don't have a list that you made at the beginning of this year, maybe go ahead and make a list. What can you do in 4.5 months that are important to you, that's going to make your life better or easier or more organized? And then break that down into little chunks and figure out what can you do, maybe one project each, maybe one big project and one little project each month, or whatever you can do realistically with your schedule to finish out before the end of the year. And kind of the same thing with the weight loss before the end of the year. I think that sets you up for a great year next year when you've already got the jump on some of these projects that have been like hanging over your head. If you've already got the jump on some of those before it's even January, then that I think is really motivating and propels you into getting more and more done next year. So also make sure if you work out somewhere that you use up all your vacation days. I mean, vacation days, if they don't roll over from year to year, you lose them. And so you want to make sure that you are taking your vacation time just to have a break. Even if it's to stay at home, you don't have to go anywhere. Make sure you use up all your vacation if it doesn't roll over year to year, which my husband's doesn't, so we have to make sure we use it all up before December 31st or he loses it. Also, make sure if you have a flexible spending account with your medical insurance, make sure that you have claimed all that stuff before the end of the year. So like if you have a $200 allowance for your flexible spending account, make sure that you have spent $200 and you've saved your receipts before the end of the year. Otherwise it's wasted. And just depends on your insurance. You'll have to check. Some people's will cut off at December 31st and some people's cuts off whenever their insurance started. So like if your insurance started June 1st, then maybe your flexible spending doesn't end until June 1st. So just double check with your employer if you don't know. But if it ends on December 31st, you're paying for that, and that's a benefit that's allowed to you by having medical insurance if you have a flexible spending account option with your medical insurance. We don't anymore, we used to. But just make sure you're thinking of all the things that you've purchased that are eligible, like medications and maybe glasses or whatever's eligible under your medical insurance. Make sure you get that done before the end of your insurance term. Also, make sure that you have made any charitable donations that you're going to be making before the end of this year, because that way you can claim it on your taxes next year. So if you've gone through your closet and you've got a big box of stuff that you need to take to Goodwill, don't just dump it at the Goodwill box. Take it in and let them give you a slip, because you can claim that stuff on your taxes and get, you know, that's a credit back on your taxes, and that's important to help you make more money or to get more back in your tax return if you've donated things that you actually have claimed. And there's a form, and I'll try to find it. I haven't found it yet, but my tax preparer told me about it last year. There's actually a form that the IRS has that you can look and see what you have donated. Like if you donate a men's suit coat, it's worth a certain amount. And there's a list of all these different things with a monetary value that you're allowed to claim when you donate those things to Goodwill or wherever the charity may be. So don't just dump it at the curb because you're too lazy to go in. Go in, have Goodwill give you a donation slip, fill it out, and put that on your taxes. So make sure if you have stuff like that to donate that you try to get it done before the end of the year so you can claim that on your taxes next year, and that'll help you out with your tax. A big one for me is staying on top of digital files for photos and videos. I've mentioned this before, and I made a video about how I organize our digital files, and I can link that below as well. But it's really important for me to make sure that every 3 or 4 months I'm going through, I'm getting all the pictures off my phone, my husband's phone, I'm getting all the videos off the camcorders, I'm putting them on the computer, I'm printing them off if they're pictures, I'm putting them on a disk if they're videos, I'm backing them up on my external hard drive, and I'm backing them up on a disk. That's really important to me because those are my memories, and I love them, but they can like eat you alive if you get overwhelmed and you get behind with them, because you know, you just take so many pictures. If you're like me, I know a lot of people are, they use their phones to take pictures, and then they might have a camcorder and they might have a camera. You're taking pictures all the time, but how often are you actually printing those out, putting them in a book, backing them up, however you store them? So for me, it's important to make sure that I do it every 3 or 4 months, but especially before fall and winter start, because that's when we're going to be having even more pictures for us of the pumpkin patch and Christmas decorating and opening packages and all that stuff. So if you organize your pictures and your data and your digital files and your videos, now's a good time to make sure you get all those pictures from your summer vacation saved and printed and erased off your camera so you can start fresh for a new season. And my last tip and suggestion, as much as I hate to say it, is it's time, if you don't already, to shop for Christmas gifts. I shop all year long, and I do that because I do try to catch things when they're on sale. I get things when I see them, but now is a really good time to shop for next year, not just for Christmas, but also for next year for spring and summer. If you have kids that have spring and summer birthdays, or if you keep a gift closet and you keep it stocked with gifts, or if your kids get invited to parties or something, now's a really good time to use all these end of summer sales to stock up for that, whether that's for clothes or toys. I know that some of the stores we've been to lately have had all their summer toys on sale. And what I usually do is, my nephew has a birthday in the summer, and so when I find things now that are on summer clearance, I will save those for them for next year. So I've saved money on them, and it's a relief off my mind when their birthday comes next year. I'm not like freaking out what to get them and then having to overpay if I'm able to find things now that are good prices that they're going to enjoy next summer. Also, if you watched my What's in My Girls Easter basket videos, I can link that below as well. I have put some stuff in their Easter baskets that I got on summer clearance sale the year before. So like little kites and things like that. So it's a really good time to use those after summer sales. But even if it's not an after summer sale, it's just also a really good time to start thinking about who you need to purchase things for. If you draw names for your family, go ahead and draw names now so you know who you have, and you can have more time to find a good thing for them they're going to like that maybe you can catch on sale or use a coupon with or whatever, to save you some money, to save you some stress and hassle, and make your holiday season more enjoyable when you don't have to shop for everybody in 1 week or 2 weeks when everybody else is out shopping. You've already gotten your stuff done, 4 months ago. So it's a good time to really start thinking about that and to budget for that. So I hope these tips helped you. I think I lost count. I was counting them in the beginning and I lost track of counting them. I don't really know how many tips that was. But I hope you found them helpful, not just for winding down summer, but also prepping for fall and then thinking ahead to the end of the year, some things that might help you to make the most of your time or your money or your tax return, to save you and help you out in that regard. If you have any tips or suggestions for me of things to do maybe that I should think about doing for fall or before the end of the year, then let me know in the comments below. Please like this video if you liked it. Make sure you're subscribed. Stay tuned for next week for video number 2 in the Countdown to Fall series, which is going to be my girls' fall clothing haul. If you're interested in seeing that, I've had some people ask me to do a clothing haul for kids, which never occurred to me. It's funny, I've done clothing hauls for me before, but it never really occurred to me to show what I get them. So thanks for those of you that have asked for that. Bye.